Well, welcome everybody to the free AI implementation session today. Obviously, we're talking about implementing your AI employees. Today's focus is going to be on letting them position you as an expert. How do we do that so you stand out in your field? And so my name's Ericka James. If I haven't met you or you're watching this by recording, and I am the founder of the Alliance and an early adopter of technology. I was talking to GoDaddy this week because I was working on my website, and the man said to me, it was really fascinating. He said, "You've been a member since 2004?" And I said, I didn't realize it had been that long, but yeah. He said, "I was 6 years old." And so I have been at this for a long time. I remember when I was sitting in my living room, literally praying out in Seattle. And I was like, Lord, I've got this 5-year-old child. I can't just pack a bag and go keynote or go travel like I wanted to and minister because the average uh, keynoter was on the road 300 days out of the year to be a top level keynoter. And I remember like, Lord, how am I going to be able to live my dream and raise this child as a single mom? And that was, gosh, my daughter's 31 now, so that was 26 years ago. And I sat there and I said, I've got to figure out how to reach the world from my living room. And so I became a student of technology early on, doing teleclasses and whatever it took to get the work out into the world. And I remember having to meet with one of my Sunday school students who was reading HTML code in his spare time. And he helped me get my first website up. You all know landing pages, design systems existed, no bulk email existed, no website development programs existed. So we have come a long way. So all of these years later, to be sitting here talking about AI employees is crazy to me. But I'm so excited about it because what can happen if you harness this is you will have an army of employees to help elevate your business. And for the price that you won't even believe. I'll definitely share that so no one's stressed out about money. If you haven't seen this, I think everybody on here has been on here at least once. So before I jump in, I don't think I need to do a new presentation or anything, but let me get your questions, y'all. So let's open it up. We're going to talk about some things, but if you have questions, let's talk about it because we'll have a few extra minutes today. Like I said, I think, oh, Tradina, is this your first time here? I think it is, right, darling?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, let me back up then. So, some of you who have been on, who are returning week after week, which is incredible. That's what this time is for, to help you implement, because the better we can do this, the more rapidly we can get our business out there. So let me share my screen, and then we're gonna jump in and write your questions down. We will definitely get through them. All right. So, for Tradina and those watching via the recording, I will, whoops, hold on, y'all.
I mean, I've heard you talk about it before through the Women's Network. So,
Oh, through the Alliance.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, I got to share my whole screen. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm on the presentation. Like, wait, I didn't share my screen. Yes. So awesome. So I'll share it with you. So let's talk about Marbleism. So you guys have heard the story. For those of you who have been on, I was sitting at the breakfast following our annual conference last year and we were just talking about business. It was a casual Saturday morning brunch. And I mentioned that I've got to get on top of my social media. I'm determined to do that this year. I just haven't been able to have time to get to it. And Tabitha, one of our members whose business had literally just blown up because of Marbleism, and I didn't know that, she says, "Oh, you need Marbleism." And wait, let me back up because Tabitha is like the resource queen. So I'm just in the habit of if there's something I need, I just ask Tabitha because she probably has that in her Rolodex. So she's one of those people that I can just be like, "Do you know of this?" And she always has some resource. And so she told me about this. And I thought it was a social media automation that created the graphics, helped you write the content and automatically posted it. And I have a distribution system already, but it was the creation of the graphics, the creation of the captions and doing it in a strategic way that I just didn't have time to get to. So, to my utter amazement, I think it was Sunday night after all the ladies had flown back home and we were back in our houses getting ready for Monday morning. I look it up and I almost fell over because I saw these six faces cartoonized on my screen. And I said, You've got, I think I said it out loud, you've got to be kidding me. And so what I was looking at was Marbleism. And it is a team of six AI employees, and I'll talk about that real quickly, what that means, that are here to help you serve your business. So, for those of you who have been around the Alliance at all, maybe you've come to a chapter meeting, you've been a past, current member, you're looking for a community, this is what I discovered. And I knew we were up to some important things. I knew the charge that God had placed on this organization. But toward the end of last year, I was doing some research and found these statistics. It blew my mind. So, 95% of women-owned businesses make less than 100,000 per year. 95%. What that means, you all, is that between covering the overhead in our business, hiring whatever virtual, assistance we've needed, being able to pay ourselves a half decent salary is nearly impossible. And so what we have is 95% of women entrepreneurs are silently struggling. And what that does is it leaves you nothing to be able to pay the staff that you need to be able to scale your business. And so either you end up working 2 and 3 shifts to try to cover that admin that you've got, but typically we don't know how to hire in revenue producing positions first. And I tell you, I have been working on this for 20 years. And then of these 95% of women-owned businesses, they are ran by solo operators, which means you and I are wearing all the hats. Again, we might have contracts, we might hire out projects, but we don't have a team who is client facing and doing the work for us. And we want to radically upset and disrupt this status quo. If only 1.7% of women owned businesses make it past 7 figures, what if we could disrupt this and through our training system increase the number of women who have been making that, making and really seeing that 1.7 rise because we will be kicking women over into that. And so I've been working for 20 years to perfect this model, and Marbleism was a critical part of it. So we can get business owners from specialists being that solo operator wearing all the hats that will burn you out in just a matter of time into development where you have a team, where you have someone else helping you bring in revenue in your business, where you have a marketing crew, where you've got people to help you. And this is where my training model was sticking. And so I was just like, I've got to solve this. And I would be praying about him, like, how do we solve this, God? Because we have to have a sequence training process to get women here. And with Marbleism, we have it so we can stop having women wear all the hats, the CEO, the specialist, the marketing, the salesperson, the accountant, the customer service rep. And you end up feeling like this woman who was fueled by caffeine and willpower and determination, tired, working too long, not being able to get away. So, it's not just that growth doesn't sleep. Sometimes we don't sleep when we're wearing all these hats. There's just not enough time in the day. And so we have been utilizing Marbleism to help us solve this problem. If you are still doing menial administrative tasks yourself, short of coming out of the computer and making copies for you, Marbleism can do so much, and I'm astounded every single day hearing the stories of how people are using them. And do not be fooled by the fact that they are cartoon characters. When I attended the conference last April, the first United States conference, because they started in France. And so that's why, if you're like, I've never heard of this, there's a reason why. I consider myself pretty tech savvy, where I've, at least keep my ear open to what's happening. And I had never heard of this. And so I want to introduce you, if you haven't seen this, but for the first time, to your AI employee team. They are beyond agents. There's Eva, who's your executive assistant, and she is your chief of staff. There is Sunny, the social media ghostwriter, and they both can do graphic design. I did do a special training session on mastering, having your AI team master graphic design. So that one is up. Last week's on sponsorships, I still have to get up. Uh, YouTube, in the parts where I'm showing what Stan can do and how there's contacts, I have to blur it out of the video. Otherwise, YouTube won't keep it up there. So I'm working on that from last week's, which was about how to secure sponsorships, but I will get it up along with this one. And so you've got Sunny, your social media ghostwriter. You've got Penny, your blog writer. You've got Linda, your legal assistant. You've got Stan, your sales representative. And then you have Rachel, your AI receptionist. And so it really makes you unstoppable. And take a screenshot of this one. I'm not doing handouts just because time is of the essence, but grab this. If you're like, what all can these agents do? And this is not even scratching the surface of what they are capable of because you're constantly training them. You are the knowledge base in Marbleism. You don't have to worry about your knowledge going out to feed the AI brain online. You are the knowledge base. While it brings in the equivalent of each of these employees having about 120 PhDs each. That's wild to me. So their knowledge base is huge generally, but then they study you to help you become the expert. And it is astounding how quickly they get your voice down. And so they had their Marbleism had their first conference in America in April, a little bit over a month ago. And this is Ulrich, who is the brainchild behind all of this. And the reason why he started Marbleism is because he was reading a book called the One Person Corporation or something like that. He gave it, I don't think I have my copy. Anyway, it's at the house. But he said, how can I be as lean as possible and work my business? So he started hiring virtual team members, and he said it was costing him, $2,000 to $4,000 for each virtual or each part-time contract assistant, and it was adding up ridiculously fast. And he said, you know what? I think I can create not just agents, but pre-trained employees that get better every day to help people. And because he had already made his money, it is the cost of it's astounding. They're doggone near giving it away. And so what he talked about at the conference, and this is my lopsided picture, sorry y'all, but that he trained them and created them to dream every night. So every night they look at the day's work, they do a nightly review, they update the memory of the things you liked, the things you worked, the things that worked for you, the emails, the language that you used, the graphics, all of that, what you loaded up into their brain. And I'll talk about that in a minute. And then by the time you're up and moving, they have been pre-programmed to be better. There are guards up, which is really great. So they're trained to dream every night and they dream about you. I don't know if that's good news or bad news. So let's talk about money real quick because I do not want to stretch going, oh my gosh, is this $2,000 a year? Is this $5,000? Is it, $750 a month, which it would be worth it if it was all of that. So before our affiliate discount, $24 a month, or it comes out to $33 a quarter or $44 a month. And we've got a 25% discount. If you have come being sent by another referral partner, by all means, use their link, please. I don't mind training your people, but I just think integrity is really important. But I just want to tell you that, and it comes out to something like $288 a year, but we've got a discount for you for $216, and I believe it's an additional 25% off that. It's crazy, you all. So I want to just put that out there so you can relax and understand what we have access to. So before we jump in, if you have not gotten your Marbleism, here is the information so you can grab our referral link, which is the marbleism.com. You'll see it here at the bottom. I'll pop it in the chat later. 25% off plus the 25% additional discount code if you put Alliance in the checkout. And it comes down to $33 a month or $216 a year. for unlimited numbers of AI employees. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. It's astounding, but I want you to just relax. It's pretty crazy. And so I'll put that in the chat later. I apologize. I meant to copy and paste it so I can pop it in there. Here's the other thing that's on your screen that's really important. It has an app, y'all. And the app doesn't do everything the desktop does, but you can post, you can tell Eva what you need the team to do, and she functions as your chief of staff. She will make sure everybody else does what you need them to do on a regular basis. All right. There we go. So I hope that helps and gives you a little insight. Again, please use the discount code. If you came because I invited you, please use this one. If you came because someone else invited you, please honor their referral link. You're welcome to send people to the training. I will be doing this weekly because this is a game changer for business. So let's dig in, y'all. I'm gonna stop this screen share real quick. Let me pop the link into the chat, and then we're going to jump in to the back end. One of the things about Marbleism, I think they just started giving a trial, but oftentimes it's like, okay, I don't know how to implement. I don't know what's going on. I'm not techie. I don't know what I'm doing. And I want to tell you, even if you are not techie, you can still use Marbleism because you can tell them everything you need. And maybe you've used Chat GPA, cheap GPA, OpenAI, Chat GPT, or Claude, and you know kind of, okay, I got it, but you speak to them as if they are employees. They just happen to be AI employees. So let me open up my back end of Marbleism. I actually show you guys my real back end. Oops, sorry. Let me get that out of there. Let me get that out of there. Is it going to let me do it? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So you guys are about to see I'm a business. Here we go. So I am in the back end of my Marbleism. Can you all see that on the screen? Can you see my Marbleism screen? Did it change? Just somebody give me a thumbs up or say yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thanks, Tradina. All right, beautiful, y'all. Let me show you the back end. So one of the things I said is that you can have multiple workspaces for the same price. I need us to understand that because I don't know how much longer Marbleism is just going to be literally letting us create as many AI teams as we need. But when I started this, I just had one, which is my main business, the Convergence Center. Hooked up my email, and then I did the alliance. I thought that's all I needed. I also serve as the COO for my brother's 5 businesses. And so Nate Jackson Enterprises was on there. And that's all I had. And each one of these, which you can see, you can maneuver between them very easily. Each one of these is a workspace, and every workspace has all 6 AI employees. Why is this important? And this is important to understand as you are onboarding and implementing your Marbleism. When we start getting to Stan, who is the sales associate, what he does is he goes out and locates target market individuals, finds their contact information, and through an email sequence that you set up, he emails them once every 5 minutes, emails one every 5 minutes, every single day. He focuses on getting 10 contacts out there a day, which is 300 a month for the price that you're already paying. Because Stan can only focus on one target market at a time, and I'm going to dig into that in a little bit. You want to have, if you have different target markets inside of your business, you want a workspace for each of those. Or maybe you want a personal workspace that helps you do your meal planning and exercise program. You can do that as well. Maybe your husband or spouse, or you have a friend whose business you're running. My husband is now, you guys, he had one workspace. He's like, well, what about the men that come to my gathering? So he has now 2 workspaces. And he is working his Marbleism, and he is the least techie person I have ever met. He will be like, now, how do I compose an email again? And I'm like, honey, I've told you this 50 times. For him to be getting into Marbleism, I'm telling you, anybody can use it. I'm so excited about that. But let's dig in. I'll jump through each of the employees. We'll just stick with the Alliance one. But my point is here, get as many workspaces as you need. As and you need a workspace for every different target market. For example, my Alliance workspace, that is marketing chapter meetings to women entrepreneurs. That is a different workspace need than our conference sponsors. That is a different workspace need than the AI implementation sessions I'm doing. And then I'm launching a new Impossible movement, my courses, all of those things. And I said, all of these are different target markets. So let me go ahead and set up different workspaces. I do private prophetic sessions with CEOs. That's a different language and a different level that I'm working on talking with than any of my other brands. So I need a workspace for all of them. All right. So write your questions down. We'll get to them. Or I should say, is everybody clear about workspaces? Who has it? That's really important. Okay. Looks like everybody's clear. No questions. All right, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Did I see a hand go up? All right. Thumbs up. Beautiful. We got it. So let's talk about the topic at hand today, which is how do we allow our team to position us as experts? Did someone have a question? Did I hear a voice? Nope. I think we got it.
Eric, sorry, I put my question in the chat. How do you add a new workspace?
Mm. Thank you, Dr. Barnes. So all you do is you're right here and you pull that little menu down and then you go down to the bottom. It says new workspace. And
Perfect.
then you
Thank you.
name it and you have your 6 team members.
Perfect.
That's it. Grab
That's
them
it.
all
Thanks.
right now, Dr. Barnsley, because I don't know how long they'll let us have all these workspaces for the same exact price. So if you think you need a workspace, I would go ahead and grab it. Even if you are like, I cannot onboard my team because I'm working on my other workspaces, highly suggest you grab multiple workspaces now. So I haven't heard that they're going to change it, but if they do, we'll be grandfathered in. They're really great about honoring that. So great question. Let me check the chat to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Let me see here. Okay, that's it. Beautiful. Keep popping your questions in the chat, y'all. All right. So I'm going to show you I'm going to work in my Alliance chapter and let's talk about how do we let our work with our AI team to be able to position us as experts. So the first way that we do this is, I believe, through having a polished brand identity. One of the beautiful things about each workspace is you've got your chats where you communicate with all 6 of your team members. And mind you, you do not have to onboard all of them. For example, I don't need a receptionist in every single workspace because I only have one phone line with my business. And all I have to do is forward that phone line, train my receptionist. I don't have to onboard her and everything. I don't need uh all of them in every single workspace, or I may not have onboarded all of them. You can set up the same social media across multiple workspaces. Here's the thing, within workspaces, they communicate, but they do not communicate across workspaces. So I have my Alliance Instagram set up on my Alliance workspace. I have it set up with the implementation workspace, and I have it set up with the uplevel and rise. Why? Because each of those have a different feel, and all of them are generating social media that I can publish live right into my feed. So let me go over each of these so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So here's Eva. Eva, I talked about, she will draft your email. She's getting so good, you all. The only thing I do is remove the 2 little hash marks above the end of it when it says warmly or whatever I'm closing my emails with. And I'm seldom having to change anything other than the fact that she's constantly guarding my schedule. I do not let her schedule for me through my calendar because she can do that. But she will say, these are when Ericka's available. And she's always telling people no, like, nope, not able to meet with you. Oh, that's not open anymore, because I asked her to help me guard my schedule so I'm not yesing myself in to meetings that I don't really need or that's forwarding my vision. So Eva not only does executive assistant stuff, she does research, she does research, she does all your chief of staff stuff. She works your other team, she works your other pieces. She does headers. So yesterday I was sending out the chapter emails for the alliance and I was like, you know what, I need some new headers. Eva, can you create some new three headers? And I gave her some photos I attached. I actually hadn't even seen this yet, you guys. And so this is what she created. And you can put a chat in and then you can move on to whatever work needs to be done or whatever else needs to be done. I asked her to use our real images. That's crazy. I haven't looked at these. Let's look at the other one. And these are images that I put up in the brain. Let's see what this third one's doing. Hold on. So anyway, I think, oh, isn't that beautiful? I love that. So anyway, it's got my logo in there. It has our colors in there. I have fed pictures into the brain. I think these are wonderful. I get excited. If you guys haven't noticed when people, I love that too. Oh, that's good. So once I tell her these are great, I love them, I can download them and use them anywhere that accepts a WEBP file, or I can convert it to a JPEG or a PNG. I use Adobe Express or I use Canva for that. I'm sure it's going to come in the future because they keep improving this every single day. But I told her what to do. Each workspace has a background on what that workspace is about, what's the main website, and you, for every workspace, let it know what that workspace is supposed to be doing for you. I like to load up logos so I can just visually see which workspace is which. And then each workspace has a brain, you all. And your brain is where you are loading up images, logos. If I want to have it do things of lots of, my daughter's a photographer, so I have a lot of headshots and just asked her for more yesterday when I come visit her this month. But I load all that stuff in. I have pages and pages of stuff. It's scraped all of my website, so it knows all of that. I mean, pages and pages of images, freebies, everything off the website. Some of the stuff is old. I'm like, ooh, I didn't realize that was still on my website. I've got all of our conference images in here, meeting images. This is where it grabbed from. And if you want it to use an exact image, just rename it or grab the name of it and say, use this image in these graphics. But what's so crazy is your brain is loading up everything, any web pages it needs to know or that you like, any documents, any images. Memories are things you need it to remember. Like, please don't call the women sisters of the alliance. So you can put it in the brain if you need the whole team to use it, or just leave it in the guidelines if it's just that one employee that you need to get it. So that's what makes this thing so powerful, because it is studying you and what you like, and it's utilizing your stuff in the brain. So that's really amazing. So that's how you can load it up. But each of your workspaces actually has a settings as well that you can tell it what you need. And you will notice that it fills in every night your preferences. This link team is if you want to add any team members that have a private workspace. Like if I added a team member that I don't want to see any of my other workspaces, I would add them here. It is $29 a month additionally. But again, they get their own set of workspaces. So that's huge. I've got all of my brother's team members on it, anybody I work with, because I don't want them doing menial stuff either. I want them to get that stuff off of their page or their plate, so I can keep them at high level stuff. And then these are just the tasks that they remember. So different things to do, and they don't link to an outside task management. This is just grabbing stuff from emails, from to-dos, and so different things that I need it to remember, it's grabbing for me. And then down here, you all, if you want to be a referral agent, if you know other people who can benefit from this, you can refer and earn. And then the what's new is what new things that they're releasing. And so I don't want to read that. I noticed it pops up. You get one chance to read it. So I'll check that out later. And you can also request features. And we do that incessantly. Whatever we need, we're like, hey, we need this feature. We need that feature. And they have a whole program team working around the clock to get us to be able to have the things that we need. All right, let's go back to chat. So any graphic design, anything you need, Eva can execute for you. She can actually, if you need social media stuff, she'll tell Sunny and he'll design it. So what you can begin to do through the guidelines is you are perfecting your tone. They know your hex colors, your preferences, all of that is in there. And if I just need Eva to know it, put it in the settings. If I need the whole team to know it, I put it in the brain. Or you can also say, hey, I really love that. Can you keep that in the brain? So that's what's really cool, you all. And so she can do ebook covers, slides, slide design, all kinds of stuff for you, which is amazing. Proposals. Then, and that helps you up your brand level, which is amazing. She can also give you strategic sites and research. You can tell her, hey, Eva, this is what I need to do this month or the rest of the year. I need you to create a strategic plan for me or help break down how many sales I need to achieve this revenue number, whatever it is. And how do you think I should be able to engage all of the other people, all of the other team members to do that? Not people, AI members. My daughter's always telling me, you need to remember these are AI. I'm like, I do remember they're AI, but I do they are named, which eventually you all will be able to name whatever we want to name our staff. We'll be able to name them, which is really neat. Quick note, you all, I've noticed that on my brother's team meetings that I lead, everybody has an Eva and she comes into your Zooms, takes notes for you and sends you that. If you do that, you can certainly, where is it? Oh, where is it? There's somewhere in here that you can tell her, where is it? Oh, because I have her turned off. But if you have in this particular workspace, and this brings up a thought that if you have multiple workspaces, but you don't need Eva in all of your emails, just turn the settings off. But if this was on, I would be able to tell her what I would be able to rename her. So I say Ericka's assistant because I'll be in some meetings that 5 Evas are in. And I'm like, I don't know whose Eva this is because she jumps into Zoom. All right, but you can turn her off if you don't need her managing different email inboxes. But I have her generally turned on because I need her as the chief of staff. So that's the first thing. She can do market research for you, set up strategic insights. She can do graphics. She can give you new graphic looks. One of the things that is getting on my nerves, a lot more people are using ChatGPT for graphics. Have you noticed that they all look the same? It's crazy. They don't change anything. It's just like this template that they just plug you into. This does not do that. This actually feels what colors feel right for what you're doing. It knows all of those things. I said, I want this open, airy. I want it to feel inspiring. I tell it what I want. I want the type of women I want in the images if you're not using your own. So Eva is huge in terms of creating strategy, and that will help position you as an expert. Then we've got Sunny, who is doing your social media. And so he is working on all kinds of looks for you. He can help get your quotes out. Perhaps you've written a book or you have some videos out there. You can load those up in the brain. You have to load videos by the link, but you can load them up. They will watch them and assess them and pull out key quotes. And you can start to take those. And this was just them taking, I haven't even seen this yet, you guys. Wow. Ha! The speed of your skill matches the strength of your spirit. Keep your energy high and the door is wide open. All about our chapter meetings. Sunny writes all of your captions. He's already researched hashtags for you depending on what platform. I have my platforms that I have hooked up. Right here, I can save it. I can change out this media. If I have videos that are less than 25 megabytes, I can pop a video in here and change anything I want in here. I can remove emojis, which we know AI is notorious for. So I tell people remove all these emojis and you can publish it right here, you all. or you can schedule it. I could drag it on the scheduler and schedule it out and just make sure I've got 2, 3, 4, however many you're doing a day. Some of them, I said I can create this. I love saving all my images. I can pop that in Canva and put whatever quote I want there. And if you're not into that like I am, it's not a problem. But they're just really powerful things. I have it using a lot of our pictures. This is an AI woman. Really powerful things. Just let it know what you need. The graphics are unique to you and your brand and your feel and what your target market looks like. This has saved me so much time. I'm not having to dig through Canva anymore to find the right graphics. It's just using what's out here. And if I find a template I like, I actually save it and reuse it. I can pop another picture in there. It grabbed that picture from a video. If I don't like the picture, let's say I love what it says, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot, which I really don't like that picture. I can take that out and use it again, or I can say, hey, Sunny, um, take this image and put this picture in it. And if you wanted to change something specific, AI has a hard time just saying, hey, take that image and do it again from the one it just created. So you have to save it. And then when you tell him what you're doing in the chat, you just link the image that you want him to transform for you. And he'll do it. So remember I said I've got multiple workspaces. Every single workspace is creating social media for me that I can just load and paste onto, or excuse me, publish at any time. So imagine if I've got a course one posting, a uplevel and rise sponsorship posting, a conference one posting, a speaking engagement posting, and it's adding that, and I can do that strategically with my social media. So that's really literally endless content that can be created. You can't tire them out. If you're like, create 50 different posts for me, they'll do it. And they'll just take a little bit longer. I don't know why you would do 50 at once, but you could. So that is also helping have you come across professional, having your stuff look very polished. As Dr. Barnsley knows, you can tell it, take this picture of me and generate different looks, change the top, put me in a suit. You can do that. But you have to tell it, keep my face. So and keep my body. So they know, okay, I'm not going to put a head. It doesn't look AI. It looks legitimate. So all of that is really, really powerful that can help you get your brand out. And I've got 50 drafts just sitting here, you all, that I'm like, I don't even have time to get to all of them. I tend to go in and post. I don't necessarily go ahead and publish, but if you have a person, you certainly can do that. Or just take 30 minutes every Monday and get your social media set for the week, the month, whatever it is. Really, really powerful. It's positioning you. People are seeing you. I've heard most recently that you want to have 7 posts a day per platform. That's crazy. But that's what it's taking to keep your brand out front and keep yourself positioned as an expert. Well, guess what? You've got multiple social media managers, multiple Sunnies who can do that for you. And you can tell it's really important you give feedback. I don't like this. I like that, because he's noting it in the guidelines over and over again. So you get what you are interested in. I happen to put in the topics I like. So he always has something. Here's the color palette. And if I say I like that, he will make note of it. I didn't put all these in here. I did do the hex colors, but please do not create logos, because I don't know why, but he'll create other logos. Always use the Alliance logo. So little things, but imagine, you all, that is helping present you as an expert. You're putting your quotes out there. You're putting your thoughts out there. You're sharing snippets from your book. I put a book in here, you all, and it was a book with deep revelation on the revelation of the heart. And do you know it was able to pick out the most important revelations in the book? I was shocked. I didn't have to do it. I just loaded my book into the brain, and it has endless content. So any videos you have, anything like that, let Sunny put it in the brain so they all can pull from it. So now you've got graphic design happening with Eva that's making you look professional. You've got a strategy in how you get out to certain platforms. We've got Sunny working on social media across all of your workspaces. And fortunately or unfortunately, for every different workspace, you may have to upload the same pictures of yourself or whatever you need. But if you have bodies of work that's unique to a workspace, put it in that workspace, of course. And you all, now let's talk about Penny, because this is where the expert begins to move. So now we've got a blog writer. And you can tell Eva to make sure Penny knows the strategy so she knows the next, I don't know, 6 months of blog topics you need. And Penny writes SEO optimized blogs for you. And they're really good. And if you don't like a topic, have her rewrite it. But let's open this one. So precision pricing, how to charge what you're worth and when. So she does these pictures. I would have to go in and be like, Penny, I would say right click on this picture, save it. And I say, Penny, redo this image and take the Alliance logo off the window. But anyway, so there's all these images you have with each of these, which is really neat. Numbers, so and it's really brilliant. She's learning my voice. I would put some stories in here. They don't know your life experience, but make it yours. And you actually can post it right to WordPress, and they walk you through how to do that. Or what I like to do is copy and paste because they are really long. One of the things about AI, if you have not learned it, is this is an AI image. I would have her remove that because that's the size I told her, but always look at the hands, y'all. And so I missed it. I actually used this image for something else, but look at her hand. So it can deform hands very quickly. And what I will tell Penny is redo this image and make sure the hands do not look deformed or whatever. And so what I did is I just cut this off and used it. But my point is just watch AI because the hands can look really funky. And that's a dead giveaway that it's AI. I think otherwise it's some of the best AI image generation that's out there. But it's a significant blog post. She can write ebooks for you. If you need to position yourself as an expert with a new freebie, she can take a blog post and transform it for you. They'll use everything with your brand. And I'll be like, okay, take this picture, Penny, but give me women in different outfits, right? Because everybody's not going to show up with the same scarf and jacket. Any weird stuff like that, just make note. And you could always put it in the brain or wherever you need to remember. So these are great pictures. These are AI pictures. I can use them anywhere. I save all my Marbleism pictures. So that's really awesome, y'all. And so you can take this, put it in your blog. You can take it, and here's where the expert really starts to dance. Pop it in your LinkedIn. Let people know that, hey, here's a new article on this. It's over here on my blog, or put it in your LinkedIn newsletter and start to generate that content. It cannot put it in LinkedIn automatically for you, but you have all this content to do that with. There was one so good. I was like, wait, that needs to be a bonus in a paid course. I mean, it's some good stuff because they're watching your voice, studying trends, everything that's out there. I believe Penny is your main one to position you as an expert because people will be able to see your information, your story. You can load up stories in the brain, or I just like to rewrite them. Once they're here, you can change anything. You can change the heading. You can eliminate stuff. You can take out any picture you don't like. You can change the picture if you want a different picture. I just load them up on my website media, and it gives me a URL, and I pop it in here. So really, really powerful, you all, to be able to position you as an expert. If you've got certain topics you wish you had time to write about, pop them in here. You can tell Penny, hey, write a blog about this. This is my philosophy here. Here's the training model you want to use. Here's the framework, whatever you need. And then on top of it, she's creating at least 5 ideas a day for you for blog posts. And if you can spend some time in your Marbleism every week, I'm doing that on Mondays, I can start to use this stuff across the web. Really, really incredible stuff. And so she's guessing these based on the topics I've given her, but you can always change it. Now imagine I think I'm up to 12 workspaces now. I've got 12 pennies working for me, well, me and my husband, but 10 pennies working for me. That is endless content. So you can tell Sunny, go grab quotes from Penny's blogs and pop them in my social media. So it's pretty unlimited. And so Penny can help you, and she does SEO content. So it will start to get higher and higher in your social, your SEO optimization. So that's really great. Okay. So you got all them working, and now we've got Stan. And Stan is a sales associate. What makes him so powerful is you go into settings and you're telling him the target market that you're going after. And remember, each workspace has a different target market. So you might be looking at for owners, founders, or maybe you are a pharmaceutical salesperson and you only need to connect with pharmaceutical industry organizations. You actually can put the NAICS and tell it what you're looking for. I'm looking for pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing. That's all he will contact for you. So it is unlimited how far you can go down. You can get into departments, management levels, whatever it is, HR, if you want to get your programs in front of them. And then he's positioning you as an expert. So once you fill in all that, and also he can connect to your LinkedIn. And part of the email sequence is going to reach out on LinkedIn and invite people to be in your network, which is going to help present you as an expert as well. Here's where Stan does his magic, because you can create a sequence where you write these. He writes them, but I don't think Stan's a good writer of these. I use Eva to write I'm like, Eva, write me a 5-part email sequence that Stan can use to reach XYZ target market. And she'll typically respond and say, great, I'll check with Stan on what language I should use or whatever. And then you can have her actually put them in the email. And then you're in here. I think they asked for 10 minutes too soon. Would you be open to jump on a quick chat? I don't think I've earned that. So change it. You can rewrite it. Just save these merge field so you can actually use their real company and real name. And it is scraping this information from the web, which is crazy. So you can have all these leads just waiting to connect. A majority of the platform of LinkedIn is used, but occasionally you'll see others. And so it will enroll it when you're ready into a sequence where it is emailing individuals. And in that sequence, you can tell it, where is it? Oh, I don't have it in here, but you can add a new step and send it a LinkedIn invitation, you all. And then once you have that, the step pops up that you can send a LinkedIn message. And if they're already your person on LinkedIn in your network, he doesn't do it. Or if they respond in your email, he stops sending the sequence. This is helping you get yourself in front of people. You may not even have an ask. You may just want to let people know, hey, I'm an industry expert, and you can pop a blog link in. So you can actually put links in here. You can put images that Eva's created, that you can create your blog link and say, hey, I've written a blog here, or I would, here's where you can get more information on this. You can put an article link, whatever you need to add value and to show that you know your industry. That's really huge. You can set that up. And so Stan is wonderful. You can start with however many leads you need. 300 are what you pay for. But let's say you're like, oh my gosh, Stan is just doing his thing. He's booking me speaking engagements. He's getting me sponsors. And you always know when people respond because they'll be in the email. And again, you can tell Eva, if people respond and say, please do not email me again, or it's undeliverable, can you please have Stan take it off the list? They can communicate across different team members. Let's say you're like 300 leads. That is not enough. I have follow-up leads I want to add. I need 750 leads. I need Stan reaching out 750 times for me. Only $29 a month, or you can upgrade to $69 a month for 2,000 leads a month while you sleep, you all. And all we have to do is do the steps to set up that email sequence. And if you don't want to set up the email sequence, you can do all this manually and let them research for you. But why would we do that? That's crazy. So that is establishing you as an expert. You're getting in front of key people who need to hear from you, who may want to book speaking engagements, who may want to have conversations with you, who may want to utilize some resources you've created. It's endless what can happen. And so imagine if we are maximizing this, how you are getting out in front of your industry. And then there is Linda, and she is all about documentation, legal research. She can do standard operating procedures, any contracts you need to make sure that you are coming across as an expert. If you're like, I don't have a strong employee handbook, she'll write a draft for that. And I always say AI is your first draft. You can view it, you can download it, and or proposals, grants, all kinds of stuff. I will do a training specifically on grants. And Linda can be searching as well as Stan. You can say, Stan, I want to find the top people in this industry. And it may not be people you want in your email sequence. You may want to make phone calls. You may want to send a different set of emails or something. And he can research this for you all and get you all into let's say you want to pitch magazine editors to get into their magazine or whatever it is, you can have Stan pitching that for you. And you just need to remember to have a different workspace for every single different target audience you want to reach. And then Linda is making you look good, making you sound good, making sure everything you need is tight and right legally. She's like a mini paralegal. So that's really great. Any research you need to do, Linda's also really wonderful with research and finding people. And then Rachel's your receptionist. She's just inbound calls. So I wouldn't consider her being able to be used to position you as an expert. But it's pretty incredible. And so if we are using these things, using them consistently, again, every night it's sleeping, it's reading more and more about what your preferences are, what you've done. Let's say you taped a video. You can put that video in one of your email sequences as a link. Like, here's a video I wrote. You can take a screenshot of the video, pop it in that sequence, and then you don't have to touch it. You can use your sequence for follow-up. There's no limit to how far out you can schedule them. It's just the waiting period. You're like, you can wait up to 30 days. So you can keep yourself top of mind for industry expertise. And so every 30 days, maybe you're popping an email out to, CEOs or whoever it is you want to reach and get in front of. And it's happening 24/7. They do not get tired. They do not talk back. They do not have emotional baggage. Uh, I've only heard 2 instances where someone worked them so hard, they're like, hey, I'll get that back to you in the morning. But you cannot overwork them. They are excited to see your work out there, and just communicate with them as I always tell my husband, imagine you're talking to a real assistant, and just what you would tell them to do for a project, tell them. The more information you put in that chat, the better they can nail it. And if that's not enough, they have some set things that you can utilize. And if you want to utilize them in ways, be like, what are some other things you can do for me to help me be positioned as an expert? It's crazy. You can put videos in there that you need them to go through. And hey, can you summarize this for me? Can you do a summary? So maybe you want to read up on, what companies are doing with wellness programs in the age of AI, and you want to be an expert about that. They can research for you. You can put all kinds of stuff in there, and in seconds they can research, and you can begin to study to become a go-to expert in your field. So there's all kinds of things. You can say, hey, Stan, I want you to find the top 10 experts. What are my top competitors? What are they doing that I'm not? And so there's all kinds of endless ways you can use them to help position you as an expert. And I think for me, the key is just setting aside time. And just in an hour a week, I'm able to go through and make sure, are all of my stands working? Do I have my back end documentation that I may want to link? For example, my Uplevel and Rise conference sponsorship, I wanted to fix the or revise the 2026 sponsorship levels. The document's ready, pop that in, it's ready to go. So all of those things. And if you want to add it later, like, gosh, I'm working on this video, I really want to put that in, you can always pop it in the sequence. So the next emails it gets, or whenever they start that sequence again at the beginning for every single one. That's incredible. But that's what I want to show you guys today, how to utilize this to create yourself and position yourself as an expert in your field. Woo! I'm excited. I know I'm talking a mile a minute. I'm so sorry, y'all. But ask me questions. What questions do you all have?
Hi, Erica. I have to leave at 11, but quickly I wanted to say that I signed up under you, but the link was for said Erica. It didn't say the Alliance. And
That's a great question, Tradina. It's the same thing. I just didn't. This is for the Alliance and it's for business women. So I have two links, but it's the same discount and the same everything.
oh, okay, because they didn't give me the discount, so I'll just talk to them about that.
Or you can just let me know the email you use to sign up, and then they'll apply it. And then I know for two people they refunded because they didn't, for whatever reason their system didn't catch it. So if you
Okay.
can pop in the chat, Tradina, the email you use to sign up, and
All right.
I'll take care of it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. That's awesome. So yeah, if you were on before and used the Ericka one, that's fine. I just didn't want to give the impression like, oh, it's for me, because we really utilize the referral dollars in the Alliance. And so that's what we do. Great question. What other questions, you all? Again, the key is setting aside intentional time and making sure you're working your agents. The other thing I'm getting in the habit of doing, because with all this social media content, I have like 50 drafts sitting in each of my sunnies. It's crazy. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. Let me stop. And first thing I'm doing when I get in the office is make sure my social media is good to go and I have stuff scheduled, or I've gone through and know what I want to focus on for that day. So that's really important. But just setting that time aside is the key. Let's say you're like, I have a VA. I don't want to do any of this. Train your VA. Let your VA dig into your marbleism and go for it. I'm here every Thursday morning. I will continue to be until it's not necessary anymore. But I think this is such a game changer, and I know it has been for my businesses. And you all, I'm still working to harness the fullness of what they can do and continue to push them, ask them, train them, because they're going to study your requests every single night and be better the next day. That's crazy. That's the thing. They take initiative. That was a huge piece about what made them employees. Thank you. I got it. I'm glad you gave that to me, Trudina. I don't have that email. So let me just copy and paste that and make sure I grab it here. I'm a notebook using fanatic person. So yeah, so I have notes on everything. So I don't have to think about stuff twice. All right, Trudina, I got it. All right, you all, what other questions do we have? I gave you a lot of information. What I would do is just focus on one workspace at a time. Prioritize it based on what's going to bring in the revenue in the shortest amount of time. Maybe you've got a course you want Stan to be putting out there and letting people know you're an expert in this field. And that's something that can generate revenue. So start with that so you don't get overwhelmed. Give yourself time to get everything where you want it to be, and just go workspace by workspace. Load the brain in, get everything in there you need. It uploads. What I have learned is that you can only effectively upload. Let's say I want to upload documents. I add knowledge, and I could, if I add something, if I upload something, it has to only be about 3 or 4 things, because you have to be able to access the upload button. So, but you can do that, or you can add stuff from your Google Drive or your OneDrive, which is really neat. You don't have to download it to your computer to upload it. And that's new, by the way. And then anything like that you can do, any web pages, anything that you need, any web pages you like, that may be competitors. That helps establish you as an expert. So you have a competitive website for people to utilize. If you're like, I love the image on this website, can you duplicate this for me? And I'll end it by saying that you all, more is coming. The next agents they are creating actually are going to help you manage invoices. And then there's another one coming that's going to actually write uh, landing pages for you, which is huge. So with that, let me stop my share. Any last questions or comments, y'all, before we hop off? We are at 11:01. Was
Yeah,
that
Erica,
helpful?
I
Yes,
had a couple. Um, so is there a short intro video that we can give to people we're recommending this to? Like something that's, less than 15 minutes that
absolutely.
explains it.
They have a whole, I know you signed up as a referral, Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Barnsley. If you, let me open my screen again, sorry. Yes, they have a whole resource system for you. So go into any one of your workspaces. I'll use my Convergence Center one, and then go to the Refer and Earn,
Mm-hmm.
and you're already signed up. At the bottom down here, they have program resources,
Okay.
and then you'll see the media kit. In here, they have the Marblism Yellow if you want to. If you click, open up the media kit, they have videos, images, social media stuff, all kinds of stuff in there for you to just use and share.
Okay. Perfect.
Great
And
question.
do you have a URL for the trainings that you've done? Like are they being housed on somewhere on
The
where we
past
could,
ones,
yeah, where we could just access them on a page?
I have them set up as I'm digging through my stuff here. I have it set up as a YouTube link, a
Mm-hmm.
playlist link. And so
Okay.
you're welcome to go there. I'll pop it in the chat real quick. I don't have a separate page for it. Alliance members in our social network, our private social network have it.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, you can just go right here, and all of them are there. I still have to get this week and last week's up.
Okay,
We've
let
done
me
some
just grab
really
them.
great topics. Next week, you guys, I'm gonna do what's my topic next week? Hold on. It is going to, I have it all here. Next week is going to be how to book more speaking engagements with your AI team. Excited about that one. And then we'll round out June with your AI grant writing team. They do grants. I've heard stories of people getting up to $100,000 in grants. And then lastly, if you want a community of women that are going for it, I invite you to take a look at the Alliance. You can attend a chapter meeting. Um, and we are here for you. And you can just go to Alliance chapter meetings. Whoops, I'm putting this in the, whoops, I'm putting it in the Alliance chapter meetings.com. And you're welcome to join us. We do 3 chapter meetings a month. Guests can attend up to 2 chapter meetings. We are really going for it. If you need a community of women who are creating their own economy, regardless of what the world says, invite you to join in at any time. But whether or not you're a member, you're always welcome to these implementation sessions or other things that we do as the Alliance. Dr. Barnsley, did I get all your questions?
One last question I didn't put in the chat. Is it friendly for people who are blind?
Who are blind?
Yeah, I have a client who happens to be blind, and
It's a
this
brilliant
would really help her.
question.
If you can find out, just send me a message.
It's my
Um, or
understanding, and
visually impaired, because yeah, she's
Ulrich said
completely
at the
blind.
conference that they were going to be able to speak to you soon. And I think that would be a big difference. Someone wouldn't need to know where to put anything. They could just talk to their AI. I don't know how, that's a really good question. I don't know how they would be able to see images and stuff, but I know that Ulrich said any day we'll be able to talk to them, and I'll ask that question. And Barnsley, you are a referral agent. You can always email Jesus@marblism.com. Looks like Jesus@marblism.com. He answers questions really, really quickly. He's been on vacation, but he's back. They're very responsive. They also have really good customer service. You can also use support@marblism.com, and they'll get back to you. They double and triple follow up. And so don't hesitate. If you guys can't get to me or I don't know the answer, feel free to ask. If they don't know how to do it, they'll put it in the development notes, which they're really good about that.
Awesome.
And then I
Thank you,
did email
Ericka.
Jesus to ask if he would grant you, I told him about your business and would they grant you the 25% off? So it wasn't, so anybody you invited to the implementations, they wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like well, she gets 25% off, she only gets
Yeah.
10. I don't know the threshold for that, but I told him, you have a big network and I hope that they'll make that exception for you.
So he's going to get back to you about it.
Yes, he may have,
Okay.
because it was 2 days ago and he was on vacation.
Okay,
So
so
he
let me
just
know. I
got
won't contact him till I hear from you.
cool. I'll let you know.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate these
You are
trainings. Don't we all?
welcome.
Woohoo! Go, Erica.
Yay. All right,
Love
good
you.
people. Set that time aside and let's go for it. With that, let's go ahead and conclude. Doggone it. I missed my goal by 6 minutes, but I hope this has been powerful. And I'll do a follow-up email so you guys have the links that you need to look at any past trainings we've done. With that, let's stop talking about it and let's go make it happen. All right, ladies, talk to you soon. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you guys same time next time. Don't feel bad if you want to come every week. You are welcomed. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.